of y'all have been asking for mixing tutorial. I know some of you are beginner and think it's very hard to achieve a good sounding mix. But what if I tell you it's not as hard as you think? In this video, I'm gonna show you how to easily mix and master your instrumental. Let's have some fun. Let me start by showing you two graphics. I'm not gonna take a lot of time on this, but this is going to help you a lot. On the frequency spectrum, human can hear from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. If we split this into, we can say we have a bass section, a mid section, and then a high section. We go from left to right, but those are divided in subcategory. You have sub bass, mid bass, low mids, center mids, upper mids, presence, brilliance. Let's say that you're mixing a vocal and then you feel that is not as present as you want it on the mix. You can just go between 4K and 7K. You boost this vocal a little bit, and then you will feel that it come in the front of your mix. Let's say that you feel that the beat sound a little bit muddy. You're gonna go to try to resolve that issue between 70 to 200 hertz. On the second graphic, you can see the range frequency of each instrument. The main thing to understand here, let's say that you have a beat, and then those instruments right there are not really playing on the low frequencies. For example, let's say that we have a piano and then we have a bass. Even if your piano can be playing between 30 to 3.1 kilohertz, depending on the performance, you can cut some of the low on the piano to leave space for the bass. But when you are doing the low cut, make sure that you listen. So now we go back to the beat and see how we can make it sound good. Now you can feel that it sounds a little bit good, because when I'm making my beat, I always make sure that the balance are okay. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna try to make sure we cut frequencies that we don't want, and then we create space for. Before, we can just make sure that the balance is good, that we are okay with the balance that we have. Let's say that we listen right there from right there, and then we can turn our mix into mono. I love to do that because in mono you will be able to identify what instrument play too loud and which one is too low. So I can clearly see that the bass is a little bit too low. That's my bass, and it is in 7. Too low. On the vocal. Nice. And I feel that those are too loud. So now if we listen to the drum by themselves, now we can say that we are going to process them. Let's go to this pattern right there. Those are all the drum that we have. Okay, we can change the color so we can make sure that we know we're working with the drum. Change color. I want that color, guys. And then now we can create a new track. We want all to this track only. What to this track only. If we mute this, we'll not have drum. Normally the drums sound good already. You don't have to do too much on them because I make sure those drums are processed well. But one thing we can do is like adding a compressor to make sure that Okay, I add this compressor not because this need to be compressed, just I want to add the color of this compressor on it. And another thing I can add is gonna be the NLS boss emulation. It is a console emulation. I love using this add harmonic to your sound and make it sound bigger. I might use the nib. You see, normally when you're mixing you can solo some part of the song or some bosses, make sure that they sound good by themselves, but you have to listen in context. If you don't listen in context, that's gonna be bad. So alright, this is our flute. Let me give you a prime example of what we were talking earlier. If we open an EQ right there, let's use the basic EQ, FL Studio Parametric EQ. Let's go here. Nice. You can see that you don't really have sound right there, and you don't even need to do an EQ, but if you wanna be careful you can just apply it, but you don't have sound yet. But you don't have to be uh on alert for your float, so you can just make sure you pen it so you can leave some space in the middle for the vocalist or for other instrument. You can pen it a little bit to the left, and if you wanna make it sound a little bit far away, you can add reverb. The more reverb you add, more it's gonna feel far. Let's go to, you see, you feel that it is in the back, but if you remove some of the reverb, more in your face. Like, this is how you work on the spatialization on your mix. You just can place instrument wherever you want. You see that I pan it a little bit on the right, and then I add the amount of reverb that I want. If I want this instrument to be back on the right and then back on my mix, I can just do that. I pan it on the right, boom. You see, it's just right there. You can feel it. So if I want it a little bit on my left side and then in my face a little bit just right there, you see, one thing I always love to do is like see my beat as a live band. We have instrument, we have musician, and then I try to place them in the position that I want. So that's one of the things that I wanted to show you guys. Another thing I always wanted to show you is like working with boss. When you work with boss, is make everything easier. You have all your drum, you can apply an effect on each of them, but you can also apply effect on the group. That means if you have something you want to apply on all the drum, when you create the bass, you can do that. You can see that I add this console emulation, I use the nib, and also I add some compression. Now we are going to create space for the bass. Let's say we take this piano right there. You can see if we add a filter on it, we can remove some of the low. Let's not use a crazy slope on this. If you cut too much, you see that you're killing the piano. Now one thing I have to tell you guys, when you're creating beat right now, the instrument are so good, also process, you don't really have to cut a lot of frequency trying to do some surgical EQing, because the plugin company are doing great job out there to give us like good sounding instrument already. You just add to remove some instrument. If you want to do some sound design, you can go crazy and do some stuff. This is too loud. You see how simple it is, and you feel that the beat sounding better already. And for the rest of the instrument, you do the same thing. You just remove frequency that you don't want, but it sounds good already. I don't feel like I need to do anything else. You see? Only the flute that sound a little bit too loud. This flute sound too loud. The strings. Let me make sure that it's well balanced. So now let's say that we talk about mastering. Mastering is the same thing. You just try to make your beat sound loud enough, and then if there is some problem in your mix, you can try to correct them in your mastering. So guys, this tutorial is for beginner guys. If you're good at mixing already, this is not for, I know you know all those things already, but let's say that I wanna add the same NLS boss here, so we can keep the consistency and then add harmony on all of our track. And let's say that I want to compress a little bit to glue everything. I love using the API boss compressor or mix boss glue, and then we adjust the threshold. Don't over compress guys. Okay, the next thing is going to be adding the SSL stereo image. That's good. And another thing I really love to do is like using the BX digital V3. I turn 20 Hz to 150 Hz and to mono. Like that, you control the bass frequencies a little bit better. And the next thing is gonna be the gold particle. I love adding my gold particle. This one sounds good when you add it on your mix, and they always on my master boss, the gold particle and then the L1 Ultra Maximizer. You can use a clipper too, but I find this sounds good. Yeah guys, that's how easy it is. Just go have fun, listen to your beat, trying to do stuff, be creative. That's how you create good mix guys. It's not like I don't know how I can say that. It's not as hard as you think. Just go have fun like I just told you guys, and then try to use some of the little tips I gave you in this video, and then let's say that those help you. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope now it's easier for you all to mix and master your instrumental. If you have questions, leave your comment down below. See you in the next one.